I've been playing fighting games my whole life, but there's one fighting game that actually, when I saw it for the first time, I kind of lost my mind. It was kind of a surreal moment. It was something that kind of scared me, but at the same time intrigued me. And I got a chance to meet one of the developers, well, one of the main developers at the first E3 that I went to. He was just standing on by himself, and I was like, Ed Boon? And he was just like, yeah. And then we had a great conversation. And that's when I knew at that moment that I really wanted to get a chance to meet my heroes in the gaming development space. And, Fight Night Friday is on Fridays, and we love to play competitive games. But I think that this game was a cultural phenomenon. I want to know, where was you the moment that you got a chance to see this title for the first time?
Hey, have you heard of this game, Mortal Kombat?
The first time you play it, you just go, this is incredible. It's almost like that barbaric, primal emotion. You're just like, yeah!
The secret sauce was basically we were just a bunch of knuckleheads doing whatever we wanted and we were happy.
There was no turning back.
Round one, fight!
It didn't take long from there for that game to be everywhere.
It was a mega hit, game after game after game.
All the magic that was happening, the walls kind of absorbed all of that.
We were just kind of making it up as we went along.
Ed took care of all the programming, John took care of all the art. They worked well because they trusted each other.
You see people playing the game and they're losing their minds and they're reacting to it. There's your fuel. So it's like being paid to do a hobby.
This is actually a bigger deal than maybe any video game that's come before. Mortal Kombat became a pillar of popular culture. Was, is, and always will be a fighting game forever.
It brings people together.
It's funny to think that it all started from 4 guys in Chicago that just wanted to make a cool martial arts game.
And those people.
Flawless victory.
We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. We got a lot to discuss. When it come to news, ain't no better than us. When it come to news, ain't no one you can trust. We got a lot to touch, so it's time to crush. So it's time to crush.
Peace and welcome to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And this is Thursday, Friday Junior, if you would. The day before Fright Night Fridays. Fright Night Fridays. Now, tomorrow's Halloween, and I hope everybody's prepared for exactly what Halloween brings. It brings fun, it brings spooks, it brings chills. It brings all the craziness that I actually love. So, again, hope everybody's dressed up and ready to do it. It's going to be a dope day. And I don't know if we have Fight Night Friday tomorrow, but I'm going to try my best to make it happen. But again, we got so many different fighting games. So I know y'all saw the Mortal Kombat in the beginning, and that was an incredible ride for me. I can't wait to jump back into it and play it. Hopefully it plays exactly how I remembered it. Again, nothing's worse than having old game remade or remastered or brought back to life, if you will, and the controls aren't tight or aren't how you remembered. So again, we have another one returning as Virtua Fighter. So we're going to get a chance to talk about all that stuff going forward. But the main issue, what I wanted to talk about, I want to talk about Microsoft's financials. We're going to talk about that. And I definitely want to talk about people in this space. We're going to talk about the console wars, the lies, PlayStation lying the ponies, if you will. But I want to refrain from calling them that word because they're customers. So I don't want to disrespect the custies because, you can't disrespect your customers and expect them to keep coming back to you. So again, no disrespect to the customers, but I do want to address some of the lies and some of the things that are out there at the moment, and we need to address it. And something that fools absolutely no one, and this kind of pisses me off. I'm gonna be real with you because anytime it's anything to do with Microsoft, well, then dudes is out in force trying to dispel exactly everything that has to do with Microsoft, um, and trying to pile on if it's something that's bad. Amazon has reportedly canceled their Lord of the Rings MMO again. As part of the mass layoffs that just happened at Amazon in their gaming division, an MMO that would have been incredible is out of here. New Worlds is gone. Lord of the Rings MMO is gone. It was revealed in 2021, and then they revealed it for the second time in 2023. And they called it a persistent open world adventure spanning the events of The Hobbit and the Lord of the Ring trilogy. But beyond that, they really didn't talk too much about it. But the fact that 14,000 people have lost their job over at Amazon, I don't see not one, and I'm telling you, not one content creator talking about this. It's a damn shame that if it's not something for rage bait or clicks, that you guys don't really give a damn about anything. And the level of hypocrisy is just incredible with you. Now, a lot of times people like to use words that they don't actually know what these words are. And I was accused of being a grifter. And for a minute I was like, what the hell is that? What's that? Like, what the hell is that? And then I came across this guy's uh YouTube video, and he kind of explained it in a sense, but yeah, let's look at it.
To understand how we got to where we are in gaming, we first need to understand what a grifter is. The definition of grifter that I like the most is petty swindler. And I can't lie, I can't think of a better description. Because that's what these little trolls do, bro. They just fucking they create issues out of literally thin air, Houdini, and then they convince you that you should be mad about said made up issue.
Now, I have never created an issue and told you guys to be upset with anything that I care about. Please, my opinions is my opinions only. All right, so if somebody happens to listen to what I say and say, oh, that kind of make logical sense, then fine. And most of the time is me deducing whatever the hell I read or whatever the hell I see or stuff that I find out about and just talk about. But that is nonsensical. And a lot of times these individuals they have a bad reputation.
Whoever's discrediting a nigga credibility, you better be credible.
That part, you better be credible. A lot of these guys aren't credible. I mean, being credible is actually being of the culture, for the culture, by the culture, and a part of the culture as far as getting there, doing things, and being about and being part of. A lot of misnomers is out there that, I guess, sometimes if you're introduced to the entity that is king is through third party. And, listen, I'm here to have fun, talk about games and talk about all the stuff but there is a ton of lies in the gaming space when it comes to a lot of these gamers. And it's, and sometimes they're not even gamers, right? So again, the breakdown of it is individuals have YouTube channels, and these guys need to monetize it. I'm not saying that anybody does anything here for free. Nobody does anything for free. Everybody does it for monetary compensation. But to be disingenuous in your rhetoric, again, full disclosure, you already know I have PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and all that stuff. I'm probably one of the only people to tell you to actively go out and get everything because I come from the Pokemon era. But there's a lot of people that will tell you don't do this and don't do that. And, well, one thing I want to start off with is the sales figures and stuff like that to equate to a high sales number when it comes to PlayStation. Now, I'm going to keep the screen on because a lot of you guys like to tell me that they sold 88 million and all this other stuff. We're going to go into VG chart sales comparison. Now, this was brought up 2 days ago, okay? And this was brought to you by Williams D'Angelo. All right. Now we're going to talk about the actual sales of the PlayStation 4 versus the PlayStation 5. Now we're going to talk about this because a lot of you guys like to tell me that the PlayStation 4 was super successful, so the PlayStation 5 is super successful. So let's talk about this monthly sales comparisons compared to the US to the PlayStation 5 to the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 5 launched in November of 2020, while the PlayStation 4 launched in November of 2013. This means that the holiday periods for the two consoles do line up. All right, so you're going to see the North American launch, the U.S. monthly gap charts, the total U.S. monthly sales for the PlayStation 5 versus the PlayStation 4 versus the PlayStation 3. PlayStation 5 is here, PlayStation 4 is there, the PlayStation 3 is there. Now, this is it. The gap change is the latest month. In the latest month is 185,236 for the PlayStation 4. The gap change over in the last 12 months is 388,564 for the PlayStation 4. The total lead for the PlayStation 5 is 1,149,341. The PlayStation total sales is 26,797,693. Again, let me say that again. That is 26,797,693. The PlayStation 4 total sales for that period of time is 25,648,352. That's how you get that gap of 1,149,341. Now, the month of September 2025 is the 59th month in the PlayStation 5 has been available for. In the latest month, the gap grew in favor of the PlayStation 4 when compared to the line launch of the PlayStation 5 by 0.19 million units. In the last 12 months, the PlayStation 4 has outsold the PlayStation 5 by 0.39 million units. The PlayStation 5 is currently ahead of the PlayStation 4 by 1.15 million copies. Well, units. The PlayStation 5 has sold 26.80 million units in 59 months, while the PlayStation 4 sold 25.65 million units within 59 months. Again, the PlayStation 4 crossed the 27 million month in 27 million in month 61 and 30 million in month 71. The PlayStation 4 sold 34.993 million units lifetime in the US. The PlayStation 5 is 8.13 million units behind the lifetime sales in the US. So these are US charts. And again, The U.S. Only did 26 million for the PlayStation 5. Again, you will have people telling you different numbers. I'm going to give you the accurate factual numbers. So we're going to have to dispel the lies with the PlayStation. Now, it's only right that I talk about the Xbox numbers, right? If I'm talking about the PlayStation numbers, it's only right that I talk about Xbox numbers. So let's get right to it and rip the Band-Aid off and get to what people are talking about. Microsoft Xbox console sales fall 29% as the gaming content and service revenue ticks up. Now we're going to explain what that means, and this is brought to you by Variety and Jennifer Maas. Microsoft reported the latest quarterly earnings resulted Wednesday, revealing that the gaming revenue decreased 113 million, 2%. The tech company attributed this decline to nearly 30% drop in Xbox hardware sales to offset the part by the growth of Xbox content and services. So the loss is on projected sales that they expected the Xbox hardware to sell. Being that it fell 29%, they had a lost revenue of only 113 million. But that was offset, and that's only 2%. That was offset by the software and services being up. Revenue from Xbox content and services, which include Xbox Game Pass subscriptions and sales of its first-party video games, was at 5.5 billion for July to September quarter, up 1% from the comparable period in 2024. So, just a 1% margin offset the 20% loss in hardware, software, and services. They're in the business to sell software. Hardware is a byproduct of that. They found another lane around that. While acknowledging hardware was hard to sell, they understood that software was their bread and butter. Now, per Microsoft, Xbox hardware revenue decreased by 29%, driven by lower volumes of consoles sold. Xbox content services increased by 1% on a strong prior year comparable growth in Xbox Game Pass and third-party content, offset that part by the decline of its first party. Like I said, in previous reporting quarter that ran from April to June, Xbox sales was down 22%. The next time Microsoft reports earnings, those results should include details on the sales from the resale and launch of the handheld services of the Xbox ROG and Xbox ROG Ally X. For Microsoft's most recent quarter, which marks its first quarter of its fiscal year of 2026, because what y'all don't understand, this is the first quarter of the fiscal year of 2026. Wall Street forecast earnings predict EPS of $3.66 on $75.4 billion in revenue, according to an analyst and the consensus data provided by LSEG. Microsoft reported adjusted EPS of $3.72 on $77.7 billion revenue. So the fact that they understand that they're projecting growth in this section on just Xbox and Microsoft, you have to understand that they don't look at it as a net loss, they look at it as a net positive. Our Planet Scale Cloud AI Factory, together with co-pilots across high-value domains, is driving a broad diffusion in real-world impact, Satya Nadella said, young Odin himself. So again, people running out here with doom and gloom for Microsoft and the Xbox in itself. They will concentrate on the 29%. They won't concentrate on that 1%, not knowing that that 1% is of the greater hold of 5.5 billion. So a lot of times these people want to talk numbers, don't really want to talk numbers. They want to exacerbate certain numbers because it helps with their console battle. But I have a lot of things for the console fight today, and we're going to start dissecting that one by one. Now, when it's framed differently, it looks different and hits different, don't it? But did anybody experience any outages yesterday? Let me know. Microsoft is taking the blame on the chin and it calling it an inadvertent configure change. Yesterday, Microsoft said it's recovering after Azure cloud service outage took down 365, Xbox, and Starbucks. Again, if you noticed it, I didn't notice it. Kind of noticed it when I was trying to pull up information on a couple of websites. That's about it. But other than that, the problem is over with. Microsoft owned up to it. They said, Minecraft was down, a couple other titles. Other companies was affected by this: Capital One, Alaska Airlines, Starbucks. All right, so it's a lot of the stuff. Again, you guys don't think that I report on this stuff, but I actually do. Now, a lot of people will like to tell you that the PlayStation has some of the best games monthly. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what they have available on PlayStation Plus this month.
Now, let's check in on what's next for PlayStation Plus. Up first is the October monthly games lineup. The creepy and captivating Alan Wake 2 arrives just in time for spooky season, with Goat Simulator 3 and Cocoon rounding out the list. These all arrive for PlayStation Plus Essential members on October 7.
You remember me? You remember me?
The Last of Us Day is this Friday, September 26th. As part of Naughty Dog and PlayStation's annual celebration of this beloved series, we are thrilled to confirm the addition of The Last of Us Part 2 to the PlayStation Plus game catalog.
We don't let anybody stop us.
Come out and fight! For PS5 members, this includes The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, the definitive way to experience Ellie and Abby's story, alongside additions like the roguelike survival mode, No Return.
Our update to the PlayStation Plus Classics catalog is extra exciting for fans of fighting games and the number 3. Tekken 3 from the original PlayStation and Soul Calibur 3 from the PS2 are coming to the service later this year.
Also arriving this year, another all-time classic from the PS2, Tomb Raider Anniversary.
PlayStation.
Now, without any bias, I'm not going to say anything. I just want to present to you who they say that their champion is. This is their champion. So, without further ado, I give you Xbox Game Pass. It gets to a point where it's not even fair. This is not even a fair fight. But me telling you, you don't want to hear it from me. Maybe you will hear it from somebody else, because I ran across this on Twitter and I said, yo, I got to put it in the video because on everything that I love, he said it exactly how I would bring it to you. Like it's not even fair, but let's keep it a bean on this.
This is damn near insane. Like, I'm concerned for your mental health.
All facts, Tony, all facts. However, my Xbox and Game Pass was way more useful than my PlayStation this year. Keep it a buck. You got Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, and now Dispatch. W's. But I played Outer Worlds 2, Ninja Gaiden, Oblivion Remake, Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom Dark Ages, Expedition 33, and Rematch, Call of Duty, and my Game of the Year, Abiotic Factor, for free on Game Pass. Now I get it, the price hike sucked. And you can call a couple of those games like Avowed or whatever. You could call those mid, that's cool. But it's better than Lost Souls Aside. You can say you didn't care for South of Midnight, but you damn sure didn't care for Baby Steps. Shit, I'll even throw Blueprints over there on the PlayStation side because that was like free for the little PlayStation thing or whatever. I'll throw that over there as well. But if we are really looking at this as far as games go, I mean, Game Pass day one was a kill. It killed it. But in order to judge it like that, you got to take your feelings out of it. You got to go against popular opinion. And I know a lot of y'all won't do that. But that's okay. I will Xbox One this year. Make sure you tap in for more video game discussions.
I got to thank my man 8-Bit Closed Fist for that. Yo, the way he delivered it, son, it was dope. It was, yo, did you see that he had a Guitar Hero 2 disc in his hand from the PlayStation? It was dope. I loved everything about it. I loved the delivery. I loved the back. I loved everything about it. It was dope. It was something I needed to put in there. But the title of the tweet is like bringing console wars back because it's better than what the other stuff that y'all talking about. I found it dope. I found it absolutely insane. Are you a PlayStation head that want to make the jump over to Xbox, but you don't really like the Xbox controller? You don't like the fact that the controller is offset on the analogs? Well, you like the unified set of the PlayStation controllers? Well, Hyperkin got you. And listen, what better time to jump into the Xbox ecosystem right now than when Xbox has all the PlayStation games? This is the time for you to jump in where you can just get Game Pass. You can just get on the bandwagon with the Xbox ROG Ally and Xbox ROG Ally X right now, and you can tear it up. You can continue with your library going forward into the devices that you love. Now, why lock yourself off to something? If the controller is the barrier, then I got something that could completely take that away. Come over here, join the green team. Don't worry about those dudes. I got you, me, the king. Allow me to run it up on these bums while we keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation.
You can't keep getting away with it! He can't keep getting away with it! He won't.
Now, the console wars may be over, but not in part due to Xbox putting their games onto PlayStation. No, the console wars is over due to the fact that the next-gen Xbox will be playing PlayStation games right out of the box. The same way that you're able to play PlayStation games right out of the box when you buy the Xbox ROG Ally X or the Xbox ROG Ally. Those devices, pushed and backed by Microsoft and Xbox, are devices that are able to play any game that you have on your PC directly on your device, because the device is a PC handheld hybrid console. Now, in a sense that it gets a chance to play all your Xbox library, and it allows you to do it either streaming or native. You can play content from the device. But most importantly, you can download PlayStation games from your Steam library directly into the device and play it from there. See, the unique ability of the next Xbox and the Xbox ROG Ally and Xbox ROG Ally X is the fact that these devices allow you to download whatever content you have to those devices and play it natively. This is not emulation. This is not any trickery. This is absolutely what you wanted to play. Now, we know that PlayStation can't do anything about it because a lot of the talking points before was telling us that PlayStation will block this feature. This feature will not be available. They will single out Xbox and they will make sure that they banned it. Those was hopes and wishes, lies, if you will, from these port begging ponies. Now, they're not port begging any longer, and I need to stop calling them port beggars because at the end of the day, they are customers. When you have a custody, you don't want to disrespect your custody because, listen, you got to make sure that your custody feels at home. You don't want to beat them up. You don't want to run them off. You don't want to talk down to them. You want your custody to be able to come back and cop more. Just cop and go, custody. Make sure that you have your money in hand because that's the plan, my man. Make sure that you show up ready to spend out because we want all the money that's inside your pocket and we want you to keep it pushing. All right, customer? You are a customer. If you are a PlayStation fan, well, surprise, you are a customer.
No, 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 no!
Fight Night Friday is tomorrow. And setting the world stage for Virtua Fighter's return to Xbox, Virtua Fighters 5 Revo World Stage is released today. For $49.99, you can jump back into what is sure to bring back a nostalgia kick for most. Now, I definitely love Virtua Fighters. And this might be a game that we're playing on Fight Night Fridays. So, jump in. Virtua Fighters 5 Revo World Stage 30th Anniversary Edition is available right now for $49.99. Jump back in, get a chance to play, and maybe you could meet me on the battlefield on Fight Night Fridays. I know the team is ready. How about you? So now that we attacked the whole Xbox doesn't have any games myth, and you can see the dearth of games over at the PlayStation, where the abundance of games is over at the Xbox. Now, those same games are available for purchase on the PlayStation. Some of them. Not the majority of them, but, some of them. And you have to think about it in this terms. Now, financially, you got to say to yourself, again, what makes more sense for me as a consumer? I want you to take off your business hat. I'm not going to disrespect you and say that you guys don't know business. Okay, you know business. But far be it from me to intrude on your business and to worry about your pockets. But let's just say if I was your financial advisor and I say to you, well, are you an avid gamer? And you say, well, yes, I am. I game all the time. And I game on various devices. And but mainly I plan to buy at least 10 to 15 games this year based on, the fact that I'm well-to-do and this is a hobby and I like to support the devs. Well, being that you like to support the devs and that's a noble cause, did you support Amazon devs? Wait a second, I'm joking. But I'm just saying, so you like to support the devs and that's a worthy cause. Okay, so how much do you plan to spend this year on games? Well, I plan to spend at least $800, $900, you know what I'm saying, because I got it like that. Well, as your financial advisor, is there any other options? Well, they do have Game Pass, which will happen to have all the games that I do like and love coming over from Xbox and other developers on day and date. So why don't you use that? Well, man, I'll never go over there. I got to support the PlayStation because if I let the team down, well, is the team helping you pay for this? As your financial advisor, is the team in here? Where's the team at? Oh, it's just you. It's just your dumbass deciding not to go for the best deal in gaming. Fake outrage about it being $30 a month when you're going to pay more than $1,000 this year buying all those games. As your financial advisor, I will advise you not to be stupid. You have been stupid for a very long time, so let's avoid being stupid now. And now that the Xbox financials has come out, and you can see by 1%, it offset the 29% of the lost revenue from projected hardware sales that the Xbox was down. So the Xbox hardware was down 29% off of the last financial period based on that projection. Now, we don't know what the 29% is actually encompassing, but that 1% offset that because software and services was actually up 1%, and that gained 5.5 billion. So we notice now that the loss of 29% was only 113 million minus that 29% equals that. That lets you know how small of a margin they make when it comes to hardware sales. What software and services was up 1%, and that gave them a $5.5 billion revenue, which offset that loss of $113 million. So now that we understand that Game Pass is sustainable and will continue to be sustainable for the foreseeable future, we can leave that console war lie that is perpetrated by the PlayStation customers, if you will. We won't disrespect our customers because, again, they are customers and they help in the sales department. So let's continue to foster that relationship of being a good provider for the customers while giving us, because Xbox gives us the black card carrying ultimate members, they give us top choice. Let's allow these, customers, to scratch that itch for these Xbox games, Well, I want to thank each and every last one of you for making it this far in the video and having so much fun with me. This is Thursday. Fight Night Friday is tomorrow. Hopefully we can get Fight Night Friday going. If not, I'll probably be streaming a little bit early. But again, it's a holiday. And, on the holidays, we do what we do, baby. But like, follow, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share that out with a friend. Let them know. Let them have some fun. We have fun over here. And if anything that you don't agree with me here today, leave a comment. Talk about it. I answer every comment that's inside under the video. I answer all of it. But I'm going to tell you to do what is a luxury item right now. Dudes is complaining, right? Y'all got the money, right? Y'all dudes say you got the money, but y'all don't want to pay for the Game Pass, but y'all want to buy the games. Make it make sense, man. Do what you're going to do. Do it how you going to do it. But make it make sense. Either they don't got no games, but you want the games, but they have the games, that you want the games, but you don't want the games, but you buy the games. Look at you. Look at you. You're a walking, talking, living hypocrite. You're a bundle of lies wrapped around an enigma. Stop. Just be a gamer. Stop worrying about the financial reports. Stop worrying about everything else. Be a consumer. Consume. You like Xbox games? Just say it, man. Say it. I love Xbox games and I want it on my PlayStation. Fine. That's cool. But I got a solution. Like if you want to buy an Xbox, but you like the PlayStation controller, I showed you what to do. I showed you how to get in where you fit in. I'm the one that helped you out. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bumps. Now, dudes get mad with that. You get mad with that. It ain't no PlayStation 6 right now. Do you have one right now? No, you don't, right? So hashtag no PlayStation 6 is real. Until it's not. And when it's not, let's make it happen. But until that day, sit down, play your Xbox with your PlayStation controller, and you in heaven, right? You like your little thumbsticks to be touching each other. I like my thumbsticks a little offset. I don't want this one touching that one. No. You want to bump into each other. That's what you want to do. So do that. Make that happen. I'm not judging you. I'm not going to judge you. But I'm going to judge you if you're gonna tell me you're gonna buy every game that come out from Xbox on your PlayStation, and you just ain't get Game Pass and just get an Xbox. I'm gonna judge you because you're an idiot. That's moronic. You're doing moronic things. I don't want you to be moronic. All right? But you can't help yourself. It's like bees to honey. Or flies to because we you get it? But listen, I'm gonna tell you to do like I always do, like everybody should do. You go where win is win and game is game. And try to play the Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass.